Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, really lower tiers. How dare you, skill? Hear me out, fellas. I made a decision to make a video about the Battle Pass tanks because the amount of the questions which we are getting on the stream is absolutely crazy and it is insanity. So let's start from the start. You can get yourself free 3 tier 6 vehicles, which are pretty much copy-paste tanks from the Tech 3 counterparts. That being said, there is a Sherman Easy 8, so if you would choose the Battle Pass stage of the Sherman, that's what you would get with a nice style and whatnot, right? It looks great. There is Arl, and if you would choose the Arl stage, you would get this fancy Arl with a crazy camo on, right? Or alternatively, if you are choosing Churchill, which I think is the worst pick, at least personally for me, you would get Churchill Crocodile, which looks like he just left the swamp, right? In my opinion, or at least for me, top picks would be probably Arl or maybe Sherman. Either Arl, either Sherman first, and last the Churchill because it's a bit too boring for my playstyle. But you have a choice, right? So what is the plan for today? For today, our plan is straightforward. We are going to play one game each. You will see how the things are looking like. And by the way, the best part of all of this, where Battle Pass goes, right? You do not really need to buy improved Battle Pass in order to get the tank. So everything is for free-to-play players and whatnot. So there is literally no reason to complain about this Battle Pass. There isn't any, you know. You can try to cherry-pick the reasons. There isn't any, you know. And this is actually a good thing. And in the same time, I want to believe that giving lower tiers as well would increase the activity in the lower tiers, which isn't that bad of the thing, right? Anyways, enough of talks. Let's go into the game with Mr. Sherman and let's try to make it work, shall we? Would you look at that? Long awaited, we are getting the game against the tier 7s. Let's try to make it work. Quick information for every and each of you. Remember, index page is here for you. There is no issues with the index page, and this month we are getting the 3D models with armor penetrations and everything, so this is going to be exciting stuff. If you are curious about equipment setup or crew loadout or something, you can find absolutely everything there. Meanwhile, Live Oak Standard Battle Tier 7 matchmaking. What is the selling point of Easy 8 as a tank? The tank is kind of agile. Unfortunately, it's not the best armored tank. In fact, I would say armor of this vehicle, unfortunately, is non-existent. But hey, at least you are somehow agile mother trucker. You have yourself 115 alpha damage gun, which doesn't look too promising, but it is alright. And you can hit your shots pretty well with it. Standard penetration 128 if you will make a decision to shoot the gold, and you should in many situations, especially when matchmaking is looking like this. You would have 177 millimeters of penetration, and overall it isn't bad as a vehicle, to be completely honest with you. Maybe not really beginner friendly tank, but it's not horrible, to say that the least, right? So, what do we want to do and what we are waiting for? At the moment, we are just simply chilling and waiting until enemies will get involved here, because in a way they should. At least that's what I want to believe, and that's what I'm hoping for. But you know what? Before that, look at this. Some mediums are spotted here or here. That basically means maybe they made a decision to leave this side open. And if it is the case, we could say brrr, and we could get involved. Now the question is, can we? Now the question is, can we? Let me see, am I getting spotted here? I want to peek exactly here, so we will figure out, do they have sniper schnitzel in this area or not? And apparently they do not. That's great. Excellent. Very, very, very good. It's the time to move on. Or is it? You know what? I think we are booming. I think we can make pressure like this. Like there is no tomorrow. We have plenty of the sniper schnitzels in the back, which is very much appreciated. That's very, very nice. And our goal in this situation is to make sure that enemies would regret their life choices whenever they are playing around this area, right? I want to see, do they have anyone sitting right there? And no, they do not, and our team is making a hardcore pressure on this poor gentleman over there. That's great. So what do we want to do? We want to go brr. We want to go brr, fellas. That's all we are dreaming about. And yes, it is a tier 7, but I do not really care about him, right? This British wheeled tank isn't able to do absolutely anything for us, and we are chilling at this point. All we need to do, we need to make sure that we are going to make pressure, and we will slaughter Artas pretty much. Everyone is spotted about the Burza, and in my opinion, the Burza should be sitting somewhere around this area. But until he can spot us, we can definitely help to slaughter the Artas, right? This is exactly what we are looking for. Meanwhile, let's load the gold ammunition and let's eliminate the Burza from the game. Not the greatest aim from my side, is it? Overall, the gun of this tank is very, very good. If you would look into the tier 6 category, the gun handling of this vehicle is super good. Honestly, if you are comparing it against the Cromwell gun handling is created to wipe the floor compared with this tank, right? So that is pretty good, and that is exciting thing, at least for me. Okay. What is the plan B and how we could make it work? We have no doubts whatsoever that Mr. Tiger will make a hardcore pressure here, Kava2 should make a hardcore pressure. In other words, we are sitting pretty well. All I want to do in this situation is I want to craft a decent enough angle to punish the guys who are playing in the open field here. And as you can see, the Skoda is straight up getting slapped by us. Look at this gun. This is a tier 6 gun, fellas. And let's get real. Tier 6s are not the finest gun handling wise. You can look at this however you want to. And this gun just slaps. So that is absolutely amazing. And in fact, this is why I prefer this tank over the Jumbo. Jumbo is the same Sherman, but E2 in the back, right? It's just not the same. It's too slow. It's not... it doesn't have the same selling points or selling abilities, I suppose to say. Okay, that's good. Absolutely amazing. 88 is dead. Great. Beautiful. Okay. At this point, our goal would be to go in for this T-34-85, and after that we are going to turn around to slap this T-45TP or 45TP or however you would call this tank. We are doing great. Okay, now we can see that this gentleman is running for his life. That's understandable, so that basically means we can instantly go for this tier 7. Also, one more thing, obviously it is understandable that I am going ham with the gold ammunition at this point, right? Since we are playing against the higher tiers, we do not really have any other alternative choice, if you know what I mean. And look at this beautifulness. We are eating this gentleman alive. All we can see him saying, wah, squeaking a bit, and we are slapping him. That's good. We are doing everything fine, and we eliminated this guy from the game. Absolutely glorious. Now, the worst part of all of this, that we are down to fartable for T-34-85, but to be completely honest with you, I think he has his own problems. I have a feeling that he is more likely thinking about decapping the base, which is very, very fair, and this is the proper play from this gentleman's side. Meanwhile, we are trying to craft a decent enough position to just simply slap the living crap out of him, and we are sending him into the garage just like so. I mean, look what a beautiful tank this is. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. And the best part of all of this is a premium tank, right? So you will be able to make credits. Skill, do you think you will make credits? Right here, listen, I fired quite a bit of the gold ammunition, so I do not know about that. But hey, at least we showed what this tank is capable of and how this tank can play. right? So I believe that is fair. Meanwhile, fellas, 4 kills, 2.8 thousand damage, 800 assisting damage, solid first class, Lech Vašlaicos medal, kamikaze, high caliber, 1.3 base experience, and yet still we would lose 30,000 credits if not the mission, right? Because I paid the price for the ammunition, I paid the price for consumables and whatnot. But hey, I think we made this tank work, fellas. I definitely cannot complain about this, and yip yip hooray. Good performance. Let's move on now with the Arl, shall we? Arl is a second tank for us. Let's do this. Fellas, while I was preparing the tank, I got PSD from my girl. She said, how dare you to say Burza for a Polish tank while having a Polish girlfriend, you asshole. You need to say Buja. Buja! So when we have this out of the way, that's great, fellas. As you can see, I got you covered. I am taking all the hits for the team, and it's okay. You're covered, fellas. Meanwhile, Arl. Now, the main difference between this Arl and the Arl from the Tech 3, you have a choice with the Arl from the Tech 3 to go with a pay-to-win gun, so to have 300 alpha damage instead of having 240. With this tank, you have 240 alpha damage gun, right? And you do not really have a choice. But nevertheless, this is a very legit choice, and this is a legit option. So, 240 alpha damage, 212 millimeters of penetration, which is great for a tier 6, 1000 shell velocity, and if you are willing to spam the gold, you can go way higher than that. You can have 260 millimeters of penetration pretty much. And that is nuts if you would ask me. That is nuts. Where the gun handling goes of this tank, it's far away from being bad, fellas. I would not say this tank has a bad gun handling. You need to aim your shots, that is fair, and this is completely fine. But overall, it's not unplayable. It's not like the worst tank in the world of tanks, and you can actually do the good job. Also, I would recommend to have the two different setups on this tank. One for open maps, so I would recommend to go for ventilation, rammer, and optics, and for other setup, I would recommend to go for turbo rammer and whatever you prefer. Some people would go for hardening, some people would go for ventilation, some people would go for something else. In other words, it is completely up to you. What do you want to go for? And in this situation, fellas, we will try to play hold down over there to the best of our abilities, and I have no doubts whatsoever that we are going to be successful. All we need to do, we need to make sure that we are punishing the guys who are playing here in the open field, because I have no doubts whatsoever that we are going to have plenty guys doing so. And would you look at this beauty? By the way, this guy is AFK, that's not good, and Cover 2 may even shotgun him. But it's not the point. The point being is we need to pay attention right there, and we need to make sure that we are going to punish the tanks like Cover 2 and whatnot. Or M6. We are feeling alright. This is like playing Russian roulette. I do not really want to do that, and I think it is about the time to escape for us, because it looks very, very bad. This VK will behave like a meatball for us. While he is getting farmed, we are going to escape from this unfortunate situation, and we are just simply going to run for our life. I cannot hold 5 guns by myself. It's just not a viable option, and it's just not a good thing, right? So we need to be very, very smart how we are approaching this type of situation and this type of battle. Don't get me wrong, we are going to still get quite a bit of the use over there. At least that's what I want to believe, and this game won't be the most unplayable game or the worst game ever. In fact, I think I can even take the safer defense. No, I don't want to do that. I was considering to go even more safe, but I think it is completely unnecessary. Instead of going more safe, I am just waiting here around the corner whenever the tiger will peek or someone else will peek, right? Because it is a matter of the time. Beautiful, tiger is going in. We are slapping the Mr. Tiger. Now tiger is saying, oh, I will mess you up, and I'm saying good luck with that, buddy. Good luck with that. Don't be shy. Come. Come, buddy. Come. Don't be shy. Now, you see, in this situation, we have a decent angles over there, and if this guy is going in, there is a big chance that we can slap him and we can punish him for his stupidity and for his mistakes. And this is exactly what I'm looking for. Meanwhile, the tiger fired, so that means we can punish him for free. That's good. And you see how we are paying attention at everything what enemies are doing over there. We are just having the full focus in this situation. Meanwhile, speaking about the focus, we are slapping Vaka, that's okay, and now he's in the crossfire. That basically means we are feeling pretty safe and we are just going to farm the living crap out of him. And it doesn't really matter that this mother trucker is in front of us and he is ready to slap us for whatever actions we are making. It makes no difference whatsoever, right? We are feeling very, very, very good over there. Meanwhile, the tiger is thinking about getting involved, and you know what? That means he is being sent into the garage. Unfortunately, I'm down to fartable at the moment and I am dead, but fair enough. Not much what we can change about this in this type of situation, right? It wasn't a horrible game, it wasn't bad. We got ourselves double the amount of the hit points as this tank is worth, and once again, in this kind of situation, I am feeling happy how we play the game and what kind of decisions we have made, right? It's unfortunate that we are getting flanked by 3 different sides, but hey, it happens, and I believe we are going to win the game. The situation would have been significantly better if our team would have played over there and we would not have a FK tank here, but once again, it's lower tier. What do you expect, you know? Okay, fellas, and we are back. 1.8 thousand damage, 400 assisting damage, second class. We are first. We are first by experience. We are first by the damage. It wasn't a bad game. It was just a bit unfortunate, to say that the least. And we got ourselves 27,000 profits, and the best part of this tank, in my opinion, is that you do not really need to shoot the goal. The penetration is good enough. Come on, 212 millimeters of penetration for a tier 6. That is absolutely glorious, and that is amazing. And now, last but not least, let's go with a crocodile. And the last but not least, crocodile. And I have a bloody German song stuck in my head or whatever. Schnappy, schnappy, crocodile. Fellas, if it is stuck in your head now, I sincerely apologize. I regret nothing. Okay, White Park Standard Battle. Let's see what the Churchill can do, and obviously Churchill, it's the most boring out of all tanks, at least in my humble opinion. It's slow, it's easy to penetrate. Obviously you can side scrap, but if people know that they can penetrate you straight into the tracks, that you are pretty much in very much of the trouble, right? But nevertheless, we will try to make as much pressure as we physically and possibly can. The gun, 140 alpha damage, 148 millimeters of penetration, and if it is not enough, you can go gold, and you can go up to 208 millimeters of penetration or so, right? That's what you can do. Fellas, I do not like this situation. I do not really like this situation. It looks like enemies are very, very, very angry over there. I mean, this is how it feels like, okay? Mi scusi. This is how it feels like. It doesn't look the greatest, but you know what? I kind of want to side scrap over there around the corner. I want to go like this, and I want to start slapping them like there is no tomorrow. Now, the best part of all of this is that we can beat the living crap out of this poor cover 1, right? This is the best part of all of us. Beautiful. Cover 1 just simply straight up took one for the team, and he is regretting his life choices. Now, as you can see, our main mission is not to camp in the back that much. Our mission is just to go brrr and just to slap everyone that we are meeting on the way over there, right? Nothing too crazy, nothing unusual. We just want to be mean for the enemies. Zadimka. Let's slap Zadimka. Bam! Zadimka is taking one for the team. And now we can say hello for this Vaka over there. We will try to play hold down to the best of our abilities, although as you can see this Vaka has a great penetration and he just doesn't really care too much about this. Although our mission is just to be aggressive, right? It's quite simple. Skill, what is your mission? To be aggressive. Skill, is your mission works? Oh, absolutely yes. We are going in front like crazy mother truckers, and we are just simply pushing like there is no tomorrow, right? And once again, I cannot say that this mother trucking tank is unplayable or it's the worst tank in the world of tanks. It's not necessarily the case. You do not really need to spam gold all that much or only shoot the gold, right? Although it definitely helps and it definitely makes the life tiny touch easier and tiny touch less complicated. And in this situation, probably this tank is working significantly better than Arl does, at least in my humble opinion, right? I mean, look at this beauty. We got ourselves 2.7 thousand damage, 300 damage dealt, and we just simply went on the full brrr mode. Obviously, that was very short entertaining, although 3 minutes is not that short, as many of you know, especially whenever you are having fun, right? But yeah, that's all we got, fellas. And that's completely fine. Probably this is going to be an ace wanker, at least that's what I would guess, but you never know, since those tanks are new, expectation values are not so low. And yes, you can see it is not even an ace, it is the first class, which is okay. First class, steel wall, high caliber, 3 kills, 2.7 thousand damage, 200 assisting damage. I mean, we did well. We went in front as much as we physically and possibly could, and we snapped everyone with our crocodile. That's good. Where the profits goes, I fired quite a bit of the gold ammunition, but we have 500 minus. And I think I need to highlight this. And overall, where the session went, fellas, our session was a solid banana out of 10. Obviously, maybe the Arl could have been tiny touch better game, but overall, I am happy and I am satisfied with all of this. I definitely cannot complain about this situation, right? By the way, keep this in mind. You can check out the tank ratings in the index page, from expectation values to get marks to aces to whatever else. So hopefully that would help. Index pages and description down below, or just simply Google skill for L2 index. And in the same time, I have a question, fellas. To wrap everything up, do you agree with me that it is the best battle pass Wargaming ever created, pretty much? I mean, compared to the Teenage Ninja Turtles, this is awesome. We got the bloody skins before, which is, you know, it's not for everyone taste, and now we have tanks which are making credits. You are not forced to spam the gold and whatnot, and it's just something else for the lower tier matchmaking. I think Wargaming nailed this time, and believe me, I'm the first guy to slap Wargaming into the balls if they are messing it up, but in this situation there is nothing to complain. Everything is great. So yeah, maybe it's only me. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.